All right, when dealing with the arm, you want to make sure that you are aware that this is what I'm going to be referring to as sort of the palm side. This is going to be the anterior compartment in a way, right here, anterior compartment. And then the back of the hand is going to be the posterior portion. So when examining this limb, first thing you want to think about is this upper brachial region. First, we have our biceps brachii. This is going to be responsible for flexion of the forearm, meaning that it's going to be responsible for bending at that elbow to make the forearm flex. And then this one's to extend. And so with that, that's what this one does. It flexes it. And so with that in mind, if you look at the very back portion, this is going to be the triceps brachii. Again, that's going to be in the posterior portion. And so this is going to extend it. In other words, it's going to, after you flex, it's going to extend it or bring it straight again. And so after that, we have our brachioradialis. So we go right here. This is our biceps brachii. You can see that brachioradialis begins all the way in the brachial region, hence its name brachioradialis, because eventually it's going to go down to the forearm where you have, on your thumb side, you have your radius bone, if you remember your bone anatomy. And so brachioradialis is going to be this one that you encounter right here. And again, it goes on to meet at the brachial region. So now you have two ways to go. You have an anterior way, right, towards the palm, and then you have towards the back of the hand. So if you go to the anterior portion of the body, or of the hand, pardon, of the limb, the first term that you want to become aware of is your flexor digitorum superficialis, and that's gonna, oh sorry, my camera was a little off, but otherwise it's going to be this one, 26. It's underneath, so you'd have to strip this muscle off, number 24, rip it off in order to see it, but otherwise this is your flexor digitorum superficialis. And on this same side, you have your flexor carpi ulnaris. So ulna is on pinky side. So just come down on the pinky side, and the muscle that you see here is going to be your flexor carpi ulnaris. So you have two to know on the palm side, this one and this one. Now for the functions. Brachioradialis is, it does the same thing as biceps brachii in that it helps with flexion of the elbow, like we showed before. But otherwise, another thing that it allows to do is that it allows for supination, or it allows for rotation of the hand. And so that's we refer to as supination. We're sort of flipping pancakes in a way. And so brachioradialis, you can write either one of those functions, either flexes the elbow or it flips the supinates the forearm. Either one is okay. And then your flexor digitorum superficialis, it's in the name. It flexes the digits, the fingers. Okay, and then your flexor carpi ulnaris, it's also in the name, flexes carpal, flexes the wrist. So that, and it's going to be on the ulna side, pinky side. Okay, and so if we go find our brachioradialis one more time, then we go to the other side, and then we have more muscles to learn there. And actually, I'm missing one on this side, pardon. When you go this side, we have pronator teres. This one's going to be sort of indented. So if you go to brachioradialis, the next muscle you encounter heading towards the palm is going to be pronator teres. And this helps with pronation. So if one supinates, pronation is to bring it right back, pronate. And so that's what this muscle is responsible for, pronation. And so when we look at this other side now, there are two muscles to learn on this end. You have extensor carpi ulnaris. Again, since we're on this side, we now know pinky side is the ulna side. So the muscle that we encounter on this pinky side, on this side of the bone, is going to be your extensor carpi ulnaris. Anything pointing to this side, again on palm side, is going to be extensor carpi ulnaris. And then the other one we have to learn is extensor digitorum. And that's going to be this larger, more triangular shaped one here. Extensor digitorum, this one. And they're going to do exactly what they say, extend the digits. In other words, extend them, extend them. And then on this side, it's going to extend the wrist. So if you flex your wrist, right, that's the job of the muscles on the anterior side. But on the posterior side here, if you have it flexed and to extend it, it's going to bring it back. That's extension. One more time, extension. And that's what it does. It extends the wrist.